Sup, 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 sup. We back in PNPs, me,
Yeah.
PR.
Look, I'm throwing in ad libs like it's a rap track. What's up? What's up? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you came in with the what's up, so I'm just
But
following
yeah,
your lead.
you're right. You're right. It's it's PR. I am me. Anyway, Leeboy. Obviously, he done said what's up, but reiterate
Yeah,
that.
Leeboy TV and PRIME. I'm telling you, this is like a rap duo in the making, bro. We gotta put some rhymes together, some tracks down. You ready? Those the MC glasses. Look, you ready to
No, those
write?
are no, those are not.
Oh man, you ready to write some rhymes with those?
Yeah, all right, sure.
Oh, for everyone just listening, Prime just threw on his glasses right now, so it looked like he was, becoming MC Scribe right now. That's what's about to go down. But anyway, man, tell the people why we're here today. Enough goofing around.
We are doing another movie because people are actually liking the rating thing. They're actually liking it.
The nostalgia star, huh? They like
Yeah,
that. Dope,
I
dope.
think like I think one podcast had a problem with Halloween time because they said, "Why do we give Debbie Reynolds a C?"
All right,
So
because that is a big person as far as the cast. So yeah, I could listen to an argument about
I
that. But
mean,
other than
it's
Debbie,
probably the
who
only
else?
person.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say, who else are we talking here?
I mean, the mom was in the Ninja Turtles, and that's it. Like, the rest of them kind of just stayed to that series.
And how great was Debbie? Actually, wasn't bad in that movie. She wasn't too bad, but I mean, it was kind of bad. Yeah, it was kind of
she was like,
bad.
and then Frozen. So
Yeah. A couple of them freeze scenes just like lost me. So, yeah, you can miss me with that argument. Actually, see, it is. Get
But
in the comments with your gripes.
anyways, we are doing Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. I picked this out
Mm,
obviously,
yes, sir.
uh,
Yes, sir.
because it's like the 20th anniversary of it. So I'm like, oh, it's cool. Why not do this? Uh,
Yeah, 2001, man. I didn't realize Jimmy Neutron was that old. But yeah, it's been around for quite a while. I mean, obviously, this is when the movie came out. So when did the series actually drop?
this is actually the pilot to the series.
Oh, never. Oh,
Yes,
that little piece of
yes.
history right there.
The series came out in 2002, I believe. So
Okay. Okay, man. Well, that makes sense because I'm like, damn, this is like way back. So, movie first or the pilot first, and then they
no, well,
got.
this is the movie. I call it pilot because it is the
Mhm.
introduction. But
Now,
yeah,
was this movie? Was it released anywhere? Like, was it released in theaters or on Nickelodeon or?
theaters. It had to be theaters.
And
Had
then
to be.
and
Had to
then
be.
it just got greenlit for the episodes, the TV show.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was always supposed to be movie and show, but I think the original was supposed to be like the first three episodes of like a TV first three episodes and then the
Right,
show,
right,
not like a full on movie and then the show.
right. So it kind of blends together. Okay, well that's cool, man. Yeah, I never knew that about that. That's a little piece of history. A Prime always dropping them little tidbits, little research nuggets. We
Well, yeah,
appreciate it.
nah, I know you don't watch the show. Well, you probably seen parts or whatever, but
Mhm.
they kind of look different from the show than the movie, like different wardrobe or whatever. So that's kind of like them testing out
So it
outfits,
gets
I guess.
better. It gets better in this TV show. Yeah, well, okay. So just a real quick breakdown because I'm brand new to these characters. What was the funny character guy name that loved Lord something? He was like
Sheen, Sheen,
Sheen.
yeah,
Okay, he's funny. I don't know.
he got
He's a
his own
little
spinoff.
off.
He got his own
Okay.
spinoff. He's the
Okay,
only
because
one
I
that got his own.
I seen him quite a bit. So that guy is yeah, they be having him doing the most, and then obviously Slick Nick, and yeah, we'll get into it though.
So so just off the bat, how did you feel about the introduction to him? Because I think they introduced him as if we already knew him, which I kind of liked.
Jimmy.
Yeah, like the whole everybody, like you feel like you
Yeah,
already knew them.
yeah, and which is why I'm surprised that this is actually an intro to the series because I'm like, oh, okay, they didn't really explain too much time explaining because he already has all these inventions. People are
Mm-hmm.
looking at him like, oh, it's just normal Jimmy. He's out here flying, and you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't got nothing to say about this. So I figured that this was like, oh, it's already been well established that Jimmy Neutron is just the genius of the neighborhood. But yeah, everybody wasn't even batting an eye at his crazy invention. So I thought that was a little strange. You know, I would have had a couple questions.
Yeah.
But
I'd just be like, oh, he just doing it because sometimes they work and sometimes they don't work. Obviously, that's what we
right.
see.
In the
So,
bubble
but
from the very beginning, he
it's
was
like
running along the school bus like, y'all ain't gonna stop this kid.
it's like when he does it in front of people, it don't work. When he's like him and his
Right.
friends, it works. So it's kind of like he's kind of like a failed scientist.
Yeah. So should that carry on throughout the show too as well? So like
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are like always laughing at him, like, nah, you can't do it. Similar to kind of a little bit what's going on, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And they even shrunk the teacher, which was funny. But yeah, it's like you can't never get it right, and then somehow you just get it right.
yeah, yep.
Hmm.
But I don't know where to start. You know what? Let's start with the actual intro of like his hair machine, him waking up, being late. This has a good soundtrack, by the way, at least to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, was Lil Romeo in there at the end rapping? I bet you it had to be.
Probably,
It probably
probably.
was. But yeah, in the beginning, so and I already said it once, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He had his whole house tricked out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He had, like you said, the
Well, just his room
just his room, right? And
and
then
and
later
his
on,
bathroom.
we see the secret layer a little bit later on. But
Well, it's not really secret. Well,
is
is
it
it
is it the
secret?
same or different?
No, it's the same, but it's not secret really.
His mom
Like,
knows about it. Like that's what I'll be tripping off
yeah.
about. Like,
No, his mom just thinks it's that room.
okay, so in the room, right, we see him. He's got the machine that helps him brush his teeth and do his hair, right? So we see that part. But
Hmm.
later on, we see him with the burping soda
Yeah.
and all these
So
things. Mm-hmm.
in the series, his that room was like a garage type of thing.
Right, right.
So he just goes into the garage, and his parents just think it's just like chairs and whatever in there. Then he takes his hair and scans it, and then it's
So
a
that, yeah.
whole lab. So it's like Dexter's
So
laboratory,
that
but
part is secret. I just skipped to like half the movie. Yeah.
no. So his parents are the only ones that don't know. Like his friends and all that, they know the
Okay.
layer.
Okay.
So, that's what it is.
No, because during that part, I was thinking like this is like some really Willy Wonka type stuff. Like you got all these different inventions,
Mhm.
and then they literally drank the burping soda, which is just like the fizzy lifting drink. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. But obviously this is a more scientific approach. So yeah, it was dope. I think just kind of seeing that in his house, how they think of all these things kids would want. How they don't have to brush their teeth or brush their hair and all that. And it's a classic type of intro that we get from like a smart inventor's house, and you see that in a couple movies.
Yeah. By the way, him going to school in the little bubble gum and that song that's playing,
Mm-hmm.
that's the intro to the show, but but like a cover of it.
Oh, so they brought that back, that song.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Dope.
This is like a rock remix to it, but the other one is like it's the same lyrics and everything. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
But guess we're gonna skip forward a little bit.
Well,
Uh
can we? I mean, while we're in the house, can we get on his parents and just how funny they are? Don't talk to strangers, even if they are advanced alien civilization. Like they always got some funny stuff going on, especially that dad, right? He's just like
I'm
supposed to be
surprised
clueless.
that I'm
He's
surprised the
supposed to be
dad has
clueless,
not had a spinoff. Like
right?
I'm so surprised he has it because he's I don't say he's one of the funniest characters behind Sheen. He's one of the like just why like I don't
Yeah, he reminds
uh,
me a lot of like the crazy news reporter that don't know nothing that's supposed to be so smart, right? So yeah, he definitely gave some comic relief to the show, I would say. To the
definitely and it's like unneeded. It's like
Yeah, he's all over the place.
exactly. I'd rather see you like a clip or something later, but he's like he is just
He's
It's got to be a
always
compilation of him
yeah,
somewhere.
he's just always saying off the wall stuff, but it kind of makes sense, but it don't make no sense. Like
Not at all. Not at all. But so we're introduced to Sheen, Carl, his two friends. Of course, Sheen is obsessed with Ultra Lord. Carl is obsessed with llamas, which is
Okay.
they're both character traits in the whole show and everything. Uh, you see Cindy and Libby, best friends. Cindy does not like karate in the show, so I guess they just gave this to her. But Libby likes hip hop and everything. Just introduction to the characters and everything. Now let's go into the story. Pretty much, Jimmy wants to talk to aliens.
So
They
he
don't think
sent,
they exist, and
and so he
then
so he sends that damn toaster satellite in
yeah,
orbit, right? And
yep,
so obviously, him being so darn smart is just gonna get him into so much trouble. He got that big head, and I just thought it was hilarious. Jimmy got a big head when aliens think you got a big head. It was like, look at this big head boy. I bet you his parents are delicious. Obviously, these aliens didn't have big heads, so they dodged that stereotype. But Jimmy, gosh, his big head got him all the way to another universe, literally. But so yeah, he throws the toaster up, and they get some kind of correspondence
mm-hmm.
from Jimmy. He tells them exactly where they are, not knowing that they will be coming
Yeah.
to eat up everybody. And
So
then in the background, he missed the alert because he's going to Retroland, right?
yeah, so that's the big part. He wants to go to the opening of Virtual Land, which is a theme park, and his mom says no. He burns the house on fire almost, but he goes to Virtual Land. He sneaks out. He has a device that it's like a it's like an illusion that makes him seem like he's sleeping in the bed.
Right,
So
right.
yeah. So he sneaks out, goes to Rachel and him and his friends to go have a good time. Also, Pop is playing. This is the only time I know Pop. I didn't even know who sings it. Pop is by Instant. Right. I was like, all right, cool. Uh, then when they get back, the parents are going, and they're like, oh, our parents are going. So then they throw a party for like 2 days.
Right. So yeah, first off, who just leaves? How old is Jimmy, and why is his parents just leaving him at home for so long?
I
Is he
think
is he that
he's
smart? Like,
nah, they got abducted, but I think he's I don't know how old they're supposed to be. 10 maybe.
so so yeah, they left a note that they would be home in the morning, right? But
Mm-hmm.
he just thought it was normal, but really it was the aliens writing the notes, right? That's how he
Yep.
kind of discovered, oh, my parents, they would have been back, but
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for this alien civilization that has been contacting me on their behalf. So yeah, very interesting there.
And then of course, when everybody parents go, the kids are just eating candy, doing all this old normal stuff. So
Yeah, you get some
yeah,
classic
yeah,
like parents out of town scenes, and then it's like, okay, are they coming back?
yeah, yeah.
For
I think
sure.
my favorite one is the guy. He's like, we had a candy eating contest, and I won, and they panned out, and he's like 500.
Yeah, he's like sad. I mean, yeah, he literally pops his button. Yeah, that part was, I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty funny. Because if we didn't mention it, this is definitely my first time watching anything Jimmy Neutron. So I was just wasn't sure what to expect. But there are some funny moments, funny elements, and little random parts like that that make it worthwhile. So
Yeah. Also, another side note: the teacher gets shrunk, Miss Fowl, and Nick is just there just to be the cool guy. That those two you can put them in anywhere in this little story. But they find out the parents are missing. They build these objects, these spaceships from rods at Ritual. So they just destroy Ritual basically. And they're like, all right, we're gonna take all these rods, make them into spaceships, which they do, and they go into space to find their parents, which is it's kind of weird. It's like you either go all the way with science or you don't. So I guess they was like, whatever, we don't need helmets.
wait, helmets work to get out to space?
Yeah, like they
Because it
because they
was
talk
just
They talk all about the space and like the so and so and the spheres and all that, and then they just don't have helmets.
They don't
But
have helmets, no covering,
yeah,
nothing to account for the gravity change or anything like that, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of discrepancies here. Obviously, like you said, they went with the science, but it's like, I mean, just the fact that later on he gonna make that phone call to Goddard. It's like, come on, he making phone calls in space, and they even say, "Oh, I don't think my coverage
yeah. It's
works out
outside this
here."
galaxy. Yeah,
But yeah, they was making moves out in space real easy. Now I'm like, man, what kind of budget this little Jimmy Neutron got?
yeah, yeah. So uh, they get to the aliens. They get caught in a sense, and they're in jail. And then that's when everybody finds out it's Jimmy's fault. Everybody's here, and then they
Right,
turn their
because
back on him like he's not the reason that they there in the first place.
right, because he missed the notification that the aliens was coming from being at Retroland or whatever. So he didn't really have the connection either, right? Like he
Mhm.
kind of like forgot or something.
Yeah,
Jimmy was just going on off his toes. He was just freestyling up there, and then they showed him that video. Hi, I'm Jimmy Neutron from
yep,
this and this coordinates. He was shocked. He was like, "Oh man, you know, I love those type of scenes where someone just gets outed. That's like uh the damn Wizard of Oz when they throw that curtain back on Oz. Like,
yeah,
nah. Yep, that was you, Jimmy, doing the most, trying to contact space. And why was he trying to contact the aliens in the first place?
because he's just a science kid that just
Yeah,
wants to
he's
see
just
if
doing the
there are
most.
other
Yeah,
species. And
yeah, he's doing the most.
so he uses Goddard. Goddard does this thing when he plays dead and just explodes
Right.
the whole thing. That happens. So it's Goddard kids versus these aliens, and this whole time Nick is like, "All right, I'm about to beat these aliens up. I'm about to these aliens are fried."
Nick, yeah, slick Nick, huh? He was slick the whole movie, taking people's girls, telling them to go to Retro Land. Look, he was
Mhm.
the big boss talking all that stuff about them aliens, and then what?
And then the alien, no, what? First of all, he did beat up two aliens. He
Did
beat up
he? What?
two,
He got it off real quick. Look, he got
but
something off.
then the parents they want to feed the parents to this thing, and
Mm,
only one head popped out. Not even the whole, just the head popped out. And then of
and
course
Nick already knew. And
Nick
yeah, the
is
only reason I
gone.
remember that scream is because my youngest son, he had to scream right along with he thought he was in the movie. He was screaming along with Nick, but yeah, like you said, only one eye had popped out. And I was not expecting to see what came out of this egg. Like this was
Yeah, me
a
neither.
crazy looking it's not this ain't an animal. This is
It's
a
Ultra.
that's what it's called, poultry.
Yeah,
It's a birdosaur. That's what it was. It had
yeah,
some
yeah,
two T-Rex legs, a little chicken body, and some
and like three
three
heads,
eyes and a
three eyes. Yeah,
crazy looking mouth. And it was cool because you could tell that this was like actually the most 3D or you could tell the graphics was actually stepped up on that enemy, that beast, whatever it was. Pulsar? What did you call it?
Ultra.
Pulcher. I have no idea.
You
But
know, just like
like
Ultra
a
is not even the
vulture,
final boss,
but like a yeah, it's not the final boss, but
which is which is like they
you
don't
could
even
tell they spent
defeat.
some time. Yeah.
They don't even defeat it. They just leave. Like they're just like, all right, everybody get on the ship and let's go. But
Mhm.
then everybody on the ship, they go and then they get followed, and then they use the sun as
Y'all want to see
protection.
fried chicken? That's what y'all want to see some fried chicken. I was like, who's a chicken? Did I miss something? Because Pulcher was kind of a piece of chicken, but not the
Yeah,
aliens. But
yeah. I think their ships were chickens. I
oh,
think.
were they? Okay, see, I
I
knew it
think
was
so. I don't
something.
remember.
It was something in there because I was lost. But he was talking about some fried chicken. I was like, oh, forgot about dinner. So yeah.
But but yeah, so they make fun of his head, obviously calls him little, and he pretty much gets out and uses his shrink ray to grow, and then he's figured in the ship and kind of just tosses out the air like that.
Yeah, yeah, and I thought it was ironic because I was thinking about how big Jimmy's head was throughout the movie, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Of
this is crazy. And then they blew him up. He
course.
gets rid of the spaceship with literally just the breath of in his lungs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they talk about it take a year and, and 7 days to get around Jimmy's head. I was like, oh man. And that was my boy. What was his name? The crazy boy? She
Yeah.
she was like, oh, it says here that it takes a year and 7 days to get around Jimmy Neutron's head. I was like, oh Lord, this is hilarious. But he had a dome on him, Big Jim.
Yeah.
Big Jim.
So that's basically the end. Pretty much they save everybody, the parents and all that.
He goes back
Uh
home, meets up with his parents. Does he
yeah.
confess to him? I kind of lost. It was left
Nah,
a little
he
lost.
kind of did.
He didn't tell
He's
him that
like,
he
I'm
put
sorry.
the bait out for the aliens. Nothing.
Nah, he did not say any of that.
Jimmy. Okay, so he just a lying, little
Well, he
boy.
didn't lie. He didn't say I was the reason. He just said I saved y'all. That's kind
But
of
it
it.
just seems like this is probably a recurring theme throughout the whole series. Is he just never fesses up? He always has a way to cover his tracks.
Well, I
He's so
mean,
smart. He's so smart.
usually his parents are not the ones in the trouble. But yeah, usually they're clueless until like the dad does something stupid, like walk in the way of somebody getting shot or
Jimmy.
something. But uh, real quick before we go to the star rate, I want to say I do like the side characters like Sheen. I like Sheen and his main group of friends. Goddard. It's cool. I'm surprised like they never did another type of spinoff with anybody else. Like the dad, I think the mom probably have a good spinoff, but you know.
So what is the Sheen spinoff about?
He accidentally takes Jimmy's spaceship to another planet and gets stuck there.
Okay, I mean that's random, but yeah, um, yeah. I mean, I thought Sheen was okay. It seemed like a little bit something wrong with Sheen, but
Are you sure?
I ain't trying to judge little Sheen, but Lord, and then Jimmy, Jimmy, it was cool. It was cool. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it. There's nothing wrong with this one, especially from the time that it came out. I think it's pretty good, especially as a movie. Would definitely want to dive into maybe a season of the series and see, if the kids would enjoy it, because at least I do like that they talk some real science, or at least theories that are somewhat followable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no,
I like to get, if I could expose my kids to that type of discussion, I think this would be a good way. And it was pretty good, pretty funny as well. Some pretty funny moments throughout, I think.
yeah. And Jimmy has this thing where he thinks about something to help him get out of trouble, causes the brain blast, because kind of
And
how
like
his mind
that's when it
works.
like turned pink, right? And it was like he's
Yeah,
figuring
go in
it
his
out.
brain. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
So that's kind of like the his thing is like a brain blast. When he's in a jam or something, he's like think,
he'll
and then
put
they kind of
together
go in
like
his
three
ear.
clues. Yeah, like three clues together and be like, oh, I
Yep,
could do this. Yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So
I think no, the show is actually like pretty like it's like this, where it's in show form. They
mhm.
gonna have. I think it's a good show.
Yeah, it
They
seems
have.
educational and entertaining for sure. What they call the edutainment. All right. PNP, we're here with another nostalgia star moment. Today we are discussing Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the 2001 movie from Nickelodeon. And I just learned that it actually came out before the series, before the episode. So I definitely am going to be considering that as we do our rating here. So where you want to start off, Prime? There's so many places to start here.
Let's start with cast.
Cast, because I don't know nothing about this cast. You're gonna have to give me a quick little rundown before I can give a good vote, a good rating. All right, well, we just checked it out because we got to do our research first. We ain't trying to give no bunk ratings around here, but we looked at the cast and I knew one person. I knew one person, and that was, I got to look at his name, Patrick Stewart from Is that Professor X from X-Men?
Yeah,
Plays
also
and
the
who's he playing this? Is
Star
he
Trek.
actually in the movie as well? Is this in the just in the movie or is that in the TV
He's
show?
just in the movie. He's the main guy, the main villain.
Oh, okay, yeah, the
Uh,
two-eyed crazy monster, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the alien. All right. Oh, dope. Well, I mean that gives you something because my guy Patrick is definitely a legend out here. So
Yes, but I will say they did a good job at voice acting, so I might put that up. Like usually like Halloween time, they don't really they adding a material. I'm just saying. So that's why. So,
yeah, I want to see who played my guy
Sheen,
Sheen. Jeffrey Garcia. Who Sheen, man. I'm gonna have to do some research on this character, man. I'm
he,
just saying.
his main thing is Ultra Lord. Like if you say anything about Ultra Lord,
Oh the Lord. Look.
that's like him, his thing. Like
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a C. I mean, I could go to a B minus, but I'll just give it as a C, just because I think if they would have used someone more noteworthy, that maybe it could have brought some extra attention to the cast and the show. But I don't have there's nothing wrong with the product that they put out. I think everybody did a good job.
I think for this in particular, having a new cast to then go on to do the show is good because you don't have to have nobody like that's doing all this stuff. It's like you can take this cast from the movie and put on the show rather than take like if you had like The Rock or whoever, you don't have
Right,
to
right.
replace their voice.
Yeah,
So
you're gonna have to switch it up. So yeah, you're right. Strategic casting on their part if they knew they're gonna have to do the show as well. So
I I give it a B minus. B
there you go.
minus.
There you go. All right, moving along. You want to hit on what the production?
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. The animation, I'm sure at the time for 2001 was like, oh, okay, this is something somewhat futuristic. It has, a lot of action sequences. Like I said, they put some special effects, I think, on Pulcher, excuse me,
Culture. Yeah.
Pulcher. Yep, it looks like, they tried to add a little sprinkle of reality and 3D animation there. So I thought it was pretty good, man. I think I'll give it a minus.
I'll give it a because I just like the way that I just like the way that the animation looks even now. Like I think it can compete even now and
I
still be
agree.
good. The show is the same kind of animation, but obviously it's different. It's not as crisp as this is. So I give it an A.
Yeah, yeah. It looks. I mean, it looks a lot better than some of the YouTube animation I see now, even today in 2021. So yeah, I will agree with you, and I'll stick at my A minus. But we can continue on to the plot, though. You ready to hit that plot?
Yeah, let's go.
I thought this was one of the shining, elements of the movie. Although some of the scenes we have seen before in plenty of other films, and it reminds us of other classic projects that we've seen in the past. I think that's good though when you can incorporate that into a kids some kids content, so that way they're understanding the ways of the adult, but under their own with their own context. So I do like the plot. I think it was pretty sophisticated for the time and their audience, and so I would give it a minus, a
Okay.
somewhere right there.
I would give it I would give it a B plus only because I think they should have defeated Potra and not just have left.
Well,
That's
they
what I
just
think.
they just hopped in their little space carts and bounced out, right?
They have a knack for doing that. They don't never defeat the villain. They just get on the spaceship and leave, and then he come back like 3 episodes later, like, oh, I'm still
Mm.
here. So
That's just their way of not having to make new characters. They're like, oh, we're gonna keep this guy around,
well,
poacher.
yeah, but it's like so they have these three in the show. They have like these three bad guys that keep following them like every like 10 episodes.
And it's like,
They are
finish him off already.
yeah, but I guess they don't want to kill. I don't know.
Yeah,
They
they
almost
ain't
like
gonna never kill him on Nickelodeon. That's what it
it's
is.
it's always like a thing where they just hit a rock or something, and they send them into space. But
Mhm.
then obviously with space it goes out and it comes back, and they be like, oh, we're back. So yeah.
All right. So what else we got on the list?
Wait, did I get my what were we on?
Oh, we was on plot. I think you gave it a B. You said B.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And then where we at now? We have fandom or
Let's go
longevity.
with longevity.
As far as the longevity, I would say that one, the graphics definitely hold up. I think it
Mm-hmm.
looks good. Um, this is something that my kids were literally just watching right now. Storylines that I can still enjoy today as an adult. So I think that it holds up pretty well. And the main thing with animation is how it looks, because if that, that can fall off very fast. So I think that was um the main factor in me giving it a B plus.
Oh, okay. I would give it an A minus because it's still talked about to this day, and also people still are hoping for a spin-off ish reboot type of thing or a live action thing. It's always the two that's like always in production and like always just go away. Like for example, Avatar. I know you don't watch the show, but Avatar has had a spin-off and people all and they had a movie. The movie wasn't good. People always want something with it. Like now Avatar has a show in production. So like somebody always wants a type of show of this show. So
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely, whenever you're talking about science, technology, aliens, and stuff, you can always bring that back, because every 10 years, you're going to have more and more technology and more exposure to aliens, if you believe in that sort of thing. So definitely could see this one coming back. And I think that kind of leads into the fandom. What do you think about the fans of this series?
I think I think it I think personally it should get a B plus. Just because not only just from it's like some stuff you can type in like one sentence from this and put it on YouTube and like it'll pop up. You know, stuff like that. Stuff from the episodes, not the movies per se, but the episodes and stuff, which counts as the movie too. But you know, I give it a B.
Yeah,
B plus.
you know what? I'm gonna just go a little bit rogue here. I'm gonna just give it a C. Only because
Okay.
I hadn't heard of the movie, and that's just my fault probably. Didn't know the timeline of the movie in the series. So I feel like, yeah, the TV show gets a lot. If we're talking about Jimmy Neutron, just overall, I give it a B plus A, because a lot of people love Jimmy Neutron. But for the movie, I'm gonna give it a C, um just because I'm thinking in my own world and I haven't heard of it. So it's just a completely selfish rating that I'm just bringing down my average, because I probably gave it a little bit too high on the plot. So
There is a there is a thing people some people don't notice that is a movie because they use the shots from the movie to put it in their intro of the TV show.
mm,
So it's like you don't even notice the scene between the two. But there are a lot of staples that they use. Like Retroland is a staple, the classroom, the lab, obviously, the candy bar, it's like their hangout spot. So they have a lot of different stuff. And Jimmy always finds a way. Him and Goddard always find a way to do something.
yeah, Goddard. Was Goddard? Was he a popular sidekick back then?
Yeah, because he can do everything.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, reminds me of what, like Elroy. I don't know, on the Jetsons, or I don't know. Not Elroy. That's the son.
Astro.
Astro. There you go, or something like that. Or I was even thinking about the thing in Flubber, that thing that was followed around Robin Williams. I mean, he's just a jack of all trades type of robot, which is always a cool factor, because there's so many different things that you can do with those type of characters. And they did a good job in transforming him and you know showing off his capabilities. So
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. I thought that was fun, and something I could definitely see in a reprise of this, just kind of taking over, was is Goddard.
And they also are like timeless, like because they don't use stuff at that time, so that it's not retro. So they just use other like they just use different stuff. Like he not using a flip phone or
Mm.
or whatever. So
Right. Yeah, no, they get one day we'll see. I guess it'll be up to the fans. It'll be up to the fans. So
we'll
that
see.
was a nostalgia star rating right there of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. Y'all go check it out.
Yep. And just I guess we can close out. Let everybody know where to find you.
Hey, you can find me at Leeboy TV on all socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Please like, subscribe, comment, show your boy some love. I need some motivation recently. And then also check me out on Magical Life Media. Been doing some stuff. We're back up out at Disneyland with the fam. I know, I'm cheating on my Nickelodeon fam, but it is what it is. The family loves Disney, so we spend some time out there as well. So follow along on Magical Life Media. And yeah, Leeboy TV across the board.
Yep. And obviously, Twitter, Instagram at KVNG Prime Time, at Prime Nostalgia Pod, P Nostalgia Pod. And yeah, give us your star rating for this because people might say we might be biased or whatever. Maybe not. Who knows? How you feel?
Let us know.
So,
Let us
yeah.
know, man. We're not the experts. We just contributors. That's it. We just have our own opinions.
Let us know if you also want us to do whatever movie. And of course, we end it by saying prime time.
Prime time is all the time. We out. Prime Nostalgia. Thanks for tuning in to the Prime Nostalgia, the podcast dedicated to entertainment from childhood. That's 80s, 90s, the latest 2000s. Cause Prime know it all, and Leeboy be wild, and he's from all that. Dropping gems for you to find, so that's orange, the lightest line. Prime time is all the time. We talking about the classics, and there's so many. That's Leeboy TV and PRIME. Ow.